Right, let's look at the futures this morning, down 340 points on the Dow, S&P down 52. I don't know if we've shown a chart of gold that up another $80 or something this morning. Bitcoin up almost 3.5% as well. Let's bring in Tom Lee, head of research at Fundstrat, chief investment officer at Fundstrat Capital, as well as a CNBC contributor. And I don't remember whether it was you or Pump when we were talking about Bitcoin sort of stuck under 85,000 with gold going up every day. And it was either you or Pump that said Bitcoin usually follows a couple of months later, but has a much bigger move.
That was probably Pump.
Probably, yeah. He's pretty bullish.
Yes.
Have you noticed anything similar to that? I mean, that's a pretty big move. And, in the past, gold's been leaving in the past near term, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, this year maybe. We have seen gold leave Bitcoin in the dust and go to new highs. Looks like it'll do 4,000 easily, right? Do you think Bitcoin eventually catches some of the same money, the same bid?
Yeah, I think Bitcoin earlier this year may have been struggling with some of the deleveraging that was happening for institutional investors.
Just selling what they could.
Yeah, selling what they could, and I think that suppressed Bitcoin, especially over weekends. But now that deleveraging is done, I think that Bitcoin is going to catch up to gold, and Bitcoin's old high was over 110,000. So I think there is a lot of room to catch up as a sort of non-dollar asset.
As for the equity markets, you think stocks are attractive, but uncertainty is still the name of the game, and it's going to persist. Do you think the high in the VIX, what did you say that was on April 7th, that holds?
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to match that level of fear again. So I think we're probably past peak uncertainty. I mean, even with this Fed controversy, but I don't know if we're past maximum pain. I think that there's still risk that the economic consequences are going to cause markets to be hesitant, but it's going to be hard to match that fear again. So I think a structural low did take place.
So I don't know if I really think it's going to be hard to match. I could get a lot more. People were pretty fearful. Yeah. So you don't think this is going to be the absolute washout that some people are thinking, something similar to past breaks that were really significant. So let me ask you this then, just specifically, does the S&P have a closing bear market low from here? What are we down? 14% now, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, 4,800 was the low we made a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
and I think that there's a chance we could be drifting dangerously close to that again in the next couple of weeks, because there's still probably a lot of investors sitting on their hands and there's uncertainty. But on the flip side, I just think that we have to keep in mind that, one, companies are very resilient, and we'll learn about it during earnings season. But we could have a positive policy shock as well.
There is apparently...
What does that mean? Like a backing off of some of the tariffs?
Yes, we could have something that the market sees as a win. Whether it's going to be one of the 15 countries that we have a trade deal with, or a de-escalation with China, which of course overnight didn't seem like that was a possibility, but there is room for a positive policy shock.
Apparently there's still another place where they trade stocks. Have I got that right? The New York Stock Exchange? Are you ringing the bell there?
Yes, our company is ringing the bell this morning at 9:30.
At the New York Stock Exchange. But you're ringing because one of your ETFs has reached $1 billion, and it's called the Granny Shot ETF.
Granny
shots.
You
guys know what a granny shot?
Yeah, where you shoot from underneath from the basket.
Exactly. You can put more backspin, I guess, on that. And I
there
guess
was a pro who did that very well.
Rick Barry.
Yeah.
And they can get like 95%.
Yeah, NBA Hall of Famer, one of the best free throwers of all time.
Yes. So your granny shots are stocks that don't go down or impossible to go down?
Well, they do go down, but they're linked to the most important themes. So our idea is we identify the most important themes that will last for 10 years, whether it's AI or cybersecurity or millennial structural things like that. But we find stocks that are strongest correlated to multiple themes. So it's a granny shot because you have more opportunities for that stock to work.
불어나란 내 money 오늘도 돈